Hello everybody, my name is Alicia and today I wanted to DIY and recreate a few home decor items from the game Animal Crossing in real life. So in the game Animal Crossing there's like a ton of really cute home decor items that you can like decorate your house with, and it got me thinking that like these items are so cute, I'd love to put them in my own like space. Why don't I just like recreate some of them in real life and DIY them? So I chose a few different items from the game that I wanted to DIY, and they're gonna be pretty simple. So I picked up a few things from the dollar store that I'm gonna use to do these DIYs, and I'm surprised that no one has really done this before because Animal Crossing is really like based upon design and customization. It's like a really big element of the game, so I'm excited to see how all these turn out. So the first item that I wanted to recreate is what's called a blue wall shelf, and it's basically just this really cute wooden wall shelf and has like a cute little plant on it, and I thought this would be really simple and fun and easy to make. I picked up this wooden box from the dollar store and I thought it was pretty similar looking to the one that's like in the game, so we're gonna customize this in order to make it look more like the one from Animal Crossing. And I've been collecting plants for a while now and I kind of like need some spaces to put them, so it's gonna be really nice to have like an actual spot to like put them in. I started by taking some blue paints and mixing them to get a color that best matched the one from the game, and I basically just started to paint the whole thing, making sure to get all the cracks and crevices and on the inside. Next, I took some pieces of cardboard that I had cut out and painted them yellow to match the ones from the game. This cardboard had a weird texture to it and it didn't really hold the paint very well, so I think little pieces of wood would probably work a lot better. And then I just glued them on. Okay, so for the shelf, I'm pretty happy in the way that it looks. I think it looks really similar to the one from Animal Crossing, but in my room as decor, I kind of hate it, and this blue color is just like so bright, and the yellow, I'm not really like vibing with it. I am going to revamp it a little bit and make it a little bit more my style. So the goal was kind of to make this look a little bit more distressed and weathered, so I started by sanding it all down. I made sure to really get the edges as well because I thought it looked a little bit more realistic and kind of cool. Then I wanted to distress it even more, so I took a knife and made little scrapes onto the wood. And lastly, I took some reddish colored chalk and rubbed it against the wood. I think this color ended up looking really cool against the blue and made it look kind of vintagey, and I think this ended up looking a lot better and a little easier on the eyes, and I love how it looks on my windowsill. So the next thing that I wanted to recreate from the game is this grapefruit table, and it's basically just like a side table that's like looks like a grapefruit, and I thought it was like so cute, like so adorable. And at first I was like, maybe I could like make like an actual table and like paint it, and like first of all I've never built a table before, so like I have no idea how that would go. And second of all, like yes, it's really cute in the game, but I was like, I don't know if I actually want a grapefruit themed table in my room. Like it doesn't really go with the style of it. So then I was kind of like browsing through the dollar store and I had this idea of why don't I make like a miniature table version of it that could also double as a plant stand. This video is kind of plant themed, but so that is essentially the idea for this next DIY. So the first thing I did was take my knife and cut the ball in half, which was honestly harder than it looked, hence why I upgraded to a bigger knife. Then I traced the half sphere onto the piece of wood and began to cut the smaller circle out, which was not easy at all and took a really long time, but I finally got the piece free, and then I just like cleaned up all the edges. I then glued the wood onto the half sphere, and then I attempted to cut one of the dowels to use for a stem of the table, and let me tell you, this did not work. You definitely need a saw to do this. So I tried to switch it up a bit, and I found these paper clips that I thought might work for the leg. legs, even though it would kind of give them a little bit different of a style. So I glued them on, and then I realized that they look ugly and I hated them, so I took them off. And then as a last resort, I took this old pencil crayon, which is coincidentally the same color the base should be, and I decided to use that instead of the dowel, which I then glued onto a base piece of wood. The base is a little bit bigger than the one in the game, but I was not about to cut out another piece of wood, and also I think the base needed to be bigger in order to hold some structure anyway. Next, I drew out the grapefruit pattern on top and started to paint. I used a pencil to get those finer details because my dollar store paintbrushes aren't the greatest, and I found that kind of worked pretty well. And lastly, I just spread over a layer of Mod Podge to make it more glossy and hopefully give it more finished look. Okay, so this is how the grapefruit table ended up turning out, and overall I would say I am happy with it. You know, it's not perfect, but I think it looks like pretty good compared to the actual one. You can kind of see like where the styrofoam doesn't quite meet up with the wood, which kind of makes it like look a little off, and you can kind of see like the holes in the styrofoam where I put the other legs originally, and I didn't realize it until I painted it, but it actually did create like quite big dents in there. So it doesn't look perfect, and because it is made out of styrofoam, it doesn't have that much support, so you can't really put anything too heavy on it. I still think it's really cute, and if I were to do it again, I would probably make it out of like bakeable clay and like mold it into the shape and then like paint it, and I think that would kind of like hold up a lot better. But overall, I think it turned out pretty decent, and I'm happy with it. Okay, so this next DIY is like kind of silly. Like, it's like super simple, but I like really wanted to do it. I thought it was like so smart and like really cute. But basically, we're just gonna be painting a rock. If you don't know, in the game, you like dig up these little fossils in the ground, which are literally just rocks with like a little like pattern painted on them. And I thought that would be adorable to have a little Animal Crossing fossil of my own. But I actually got inspired by this idea when I was doing research for this video, and I came across this other person's video, which I will link below, where they did the same thing, and that's basically what gave me the idea. I thought it was like such a simple but like such a good idea. So we're gonna paint this rock. So no explanation is really needed here. I'll just kind of let the video speak for itself. Okay, so for this last DIY, in the game I found this star globe, which I thought was super cute. I thought I could also make a miniature version of it because I'm not about to make like a globe this big. So we are gonna use the other ball for this project. So basically we're just gonna be painting this and painting little constellations on it, and hopefully it will end up looking really cute and will be like a cute little piece of decor that you can put on your shelf or wherever. I'm just hoping it doesn't end up looking still like a styrofoam ball when we're done, but we'll see about that. Okay, so I took some inspiration from my last project and used another pencil crayon for the stem of the globe. So I just stabbed it into the ball and glued it to another wooden base. Next, I painted the base gray and painted the rest of the globe a dark blue. Then I went in with white and painted a stripe horizontally on the globe. I then painted a bunch of dots for the stars and then just connected them in order to create constellations. And lastly, I took a piece of a binder divider and cut out a shape for the arch on the globe, and I painted that the same color gray. And of course, gave it a coat of Mod Podge to try and make it look half decent. Okay, so the globe. Not gonna lie, I kind of hate this one. I think it looks like a third grader's craft project they would do at school. Painting over the styrofoam didn't really help. I think it still is really obvious that it's made out of styrofoam, and it just like kind of looks like it's made out of really crappy materials, which it kind of is. So if I were to do this again, I would probably like try to find a globe from like the thrift store or something like that, and then just like paint the actual globe part with the like constellations and everything, and I think that would just give it a lot more quality and I don't know, make it look like it's not a 5-minute crafts YouTube video. But when it's like on my shelf with like a bunch of other things kind of blended in, it doesn't look too bad. So I don't know, I might keep this one around. So that was it. That was all the Animal Crossing DIYs for today. I had a lot of fun making them. It was really fun just like being able to paint and like get crafty. It was really cool seeing all of the things like come to life because they were just like a thing on the screen, like virtual, and to see them like be created in real life was pretty cool. And I hope you enjoyed, and thanks for watching. Bye.